Everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Rockin' Dave, Southwest Florida, North Fort Myers, Florida. Well, of course, I just said Southwest Florida. And I'm going to move this camera a little bit. Well, it's really my phone. I think you guys know that. Okay, so what do we got here? Today, I want to show you a little bit of a comparison. The overdrive channel on the Hughes & Kettner Addition Blue 60. It's a 60 watt solid state amp. And with, you know, the lit up blue cosmetics, that's their kind of their signature right there. I think it looks pretty cool. These amps are great. We got this back in 2002, and I used it a few times, but not a whole lot. I'm thinking about bringing it out of retirement, but we'll see. What's nice about it is it does have a nice punchy sound. It does have a Celestion speaker in there, I'm pretty sure. It is a closed back cabinet that comes down to about 1 inch on the bottom for like a port, like almost like a base port. So it's a 1 inch gap on the entire bottom of the back amp, but the rest of it is enclosed. So, and I'm running my old BossME70 through the front. I do have a BossME50 pack somewhere, as much as, you know, as well as other effect units. But I just wanted to try this. Now, here's the cool thing with this. This is all analog circuit. Again, it's not a tube amp. So this is what we're going to do. Here is the overdrive channel on the Hughes & Kettner, okay? Kind of trebly there. I am on my bridge pickup. So now let's go to the clean channel on the Hughes & Kettner. This amp shares the EQ. My reverb, if you can hear this, is on 12 o'clock. It has a master volume that's set at 11. So my bass is at between 12 and 1 o'clock. My mid is at 12. My treble's at 12. My master on the lead channel is at 12. My gain is about 11 o'clock. My volume, my clean volume, is about 11 o'clock here. So now, here is the BossME70 overdrive. And it has a boost. It has a natural overdrive. It has an OD1, a blues drive, a distortion, a classic distortion, a modern distortion, a metal distortion, a metal core, just marked core distortion, and fuzz. But for right now, I got an OD1. My drive is at 3 o'clock. My tone is at 12. My level is slightly past 12. This is your preamp section right here. But I have it completely bypassed. In the off mode, it completely bypasses all of the settings here. The next mode would be EQ setting, which would be a low mid, a high mid, a high, and a level. But I just got that completely bypassed. And actually, my reverb should be off. So it's reverb, 100% reverb from the amp. So, here we go. Now this is the overdrive on the ME70 into the front of the amp. So, the amp's overdrive has a much more punchier, almost a muddier sound, depending on how you set the EQ, of course. And the highs come out a little bit more treblier, and of course you can always adjust the EQ. Whereas when you run an overdrive like the ME70 through the front, your bass strings seem to be a little bit thinner, and then your treble strings seems a little bit fatter, okay? Now let's go back to the overdrive channel on the Hughes & Kettner and bypass the ME70. I'm not altering my picking attack, it's just the way the nature of the amp. Treble strings Let's go back to the overdrive on the clean channel on the Hughes and Kettner, and the overdrive on the ME70. Okay, so now I'm gonna do several videos like this with this combination, and the reason being, and then I'll show later on with the Digitech sounds to the Hughes and Kettner. As some of you people out there know, different effect pedals react to different amplifiers. So when you buy stuff like this, you really got to use it, do the comparison. And as crazy as this might sound, if you're going to buy, let's say, the ME70, and you have a Hughes and Kettner like this, and you go to the music store, they don't have a Hughes and Kettner, but they have this. Honestly, what you could do, well, they have a lot of places have return policies, so okay. But if they didn't, try to bring your guitar amp in, because you're going to be using your effect unit on your guitar amp, not on theirs. You know what I mean? Okay, one thing I do want to point out here is I have my output on the ME70. I have it set for the record out headphones. So why don't we do this? I don't want this video to be too long. Here is the ME70 into the clean channel with the headphone record out. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take it through the amp's output. Now that's guitar amp output. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, now let's go back to the amp's overdrive. It's the same type of a deal. Back to the clean channel, back to the ME70. Okay, so for a classic blues rock type of a thing, I usually use the Univibe. And this is what your Univibe sounds like. Okay, so now let's see what that Univibe sounds like in the front of the amp, which I actually kind of like it. Okay, go back now to the clean channel, back to the overdrive channel on the ME70. Okay, so with the overdrive on the ME70 into the clean channel on the Hughes and Kettner, here is my wah pedal. I'm going to turn the Univibe off so you just hear what the wah. Okay, now let's go to the amp's distortion. Now, okay, so when you run this into the front of the amp, it almost sounds like the sound is a little bit thinner. So what you could do, maybe boost a little bit of the low end, and let's see what happens. Compressor off. Now I'm going to go to my neck pickup. try the same thing with the overdrive on the amp. Or actually, this is my neck pickup. So you can kind of see the difference. If you were in the room, you definitely would be feeling the difference between the muscle that the amp has, and then through the front with just a distortion through the clean channel. What you could do is these amps have effects loop, so you could bring your modulating effects there, and then get the, I don't have the foot switch for the channel switching, but then you can go back and forth with that. So now you're back to having separate pedals and things of that nature. So what's nice with this, is the convenience of one cord in, one cord out. When you have to set up and tear down real quick, you know. One more thing I want to show you guys is the delay on this. Now here is to the dirty channel. This is what happens with your delay. Okay. Now I use something like that with my Echo Brain into the front of the distortion when I want to do crazy effects. But the Echo Brain, TC Electronics Echo Brain, is an analog delay pedal, and it works great for that. With the digital, it doesn't work too good. But I want to show you something with this digital delay. It does trails. Did you hear that? I turned it off. Watch this. It still trails. That's what I like about it. So it'll do the trailing when you need it, and it will not saturate anything. I'm going to assume that the ME80 has much more features, much more that you can do with this, but it is a bigger footprint, where this is a little bit smaller. So again, guys, I know I'm bouncing around here. I don't want this video to be too long. I just want to do a comparison. I'm going to be doing a series of these videos with the different patches on here running into the Hughes and Kettner, and then I'll do the same thing with the Digitech, so you can kind of see the comparison there. This works great into amplifiers, and with the headphone out, it does work really decent through the headphone out, which would be the direct recording out. But honestly, if you have to do any direct recording, that's where the Digitech really shines, because it just has tremendous amounts of amp sims, cabinet sims that just really sound great. But see, everything is subjective. Even when you run into a PA system and you use one type of mixer and then you use another type of mixer, even through the same speakers. So everything has its own tone, and this is what you're kind of up against when you're switching gear, you know. Anyways, one more time with the overdrive on the ME70. Alright, my friends, I hope this has been a little bit informative for you. Just remember, when you buy pedals and amplifiers, they're going to react to different they're going to react differently to different amplifiers. So, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment what you guys think. And leave a comment if there's more of these type of videos you like to see, doing a comparison like this. Hughes and Kettner makes great amplifiers. And, again, this is a solid state amp, but boy, I'll tell you what, man, it does pack a lot of punch, and it's nice and lightweight. You don't have to worry about it killing your back, you know. And I think I will use it at one of my gigs, and just to see what the sound's going to sound like. So yeah, just give me the thumbs up if you like this video. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. And, you know, you hit that bell and you get notifications what's coming up. I do thank all of my subscribers. We got some new ones subscribing. I thank you so much, guys. My intention on all these videos is to show you what it's like being a gigging guitarist, what the gear that I use, you know. Sometimes not real expensive gear. And sometimes when things go wrong, I don't mind showing people like that, because it's real world experiences. This is really what's happening out there. But for this video, I just wanted to show the combination of the Boss ME70 and the Hughes and Kettner. Alright, my friends, until next video, always hold the doors of opportunity open. Do not be an opportunity choker. That's not right to do. always desire to inspire, and always keep things real. Until next time, my friends, we'll send you off with one of these bad boys right here. All right, my friends, till next time, you take care, and God bless. Rock and roll, my friends.